What is going on, guys? Welcome to Window Tinting Business, where we strive to inform, inspire, and improve you as a professional. As always, my name is Patrick, and welcome to the Tuesday night live stream. Every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we do our live streams, changing it up a little bit, just chatting now, having conversations, talking about tint and the industry and whatnot. But yeah, if you're interested in window tinting as a side job to improve your current skills or as a full-on career, make sure to start right now by subscribing to the channel. Lower right-hand corner, there's a blue box. You can go ahead and click that to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we go live or upload new videos as well. But yeah, tonight's topic, like I said, we're just gonna be doing some Q&A stuff, real simple stuff, real easy. I've been doing a little bit of a different change. I've been doing these live streams from the shop on Mondays, and I've been uploading them. And for the most part, from what I could tell, they're very popular. Everyone's liking them so far. So that's what I've been doing, so that you guys can get some actual training, something that's hands-on. And then Tuesday nights with my live streams in my actual studio here, I've been just basically taking some question and answers and just hanging out for a little bit, at least an hour or so, give you guys an opportunity to be able to touch base with me and kind of see how it goes. So, but before we get started, I definitely want to touch base with our sponsors here. This month's sponsors, as you guys know, the Tint Off is coming up, and so our sponsors that sponsored me to go to the Tint Off and make it possible have also been included into the sponsorships of the live streams in the shop and as well on the Tuesday night live streams as well. So this live stream is sponsored in part by Tint Wiz. For you guys who don't know, Tint Wiz is a CRM suite for window tinters, flat glass, auto, everyone. Window tinters specifically. It's basically a place that you're able to go ahead and run your entire business off of it. Everything except for payment processing, but I did see on their Instagram that I believe they just integrated QuickBooks, so you'll be able to connect your QuickBooks in with the CRM sweep as well. That's Tint Wiz. It's available on iOS, not available on Android as of yet, but it is available obviously on desktop as well. So go ahead and check them out, tintwiz.com. Also, this live stream is sponsored in part by filmslingers.com. Filmslingers.com is your go-to place for tint needs. You can get your soak shields, your dash towers, your DSP, glass aid, tint kegs. It's just a number of quality professional grade tint tools and supplies. So go ahead and check them out. Again, that's filmslingers.com. Check them out. Thank you both for sponsoring the channel, sponsoring myself to go up for the Tint Off. So we're really excited about the Tint Off coming up here. So big shout outs here. We got Tint Pro in the house. What's going on? Jaybird. Hey. Sammy in the house. Who else we got? Jay Graham. Hey, you doing? Daniel Reyna starting it off with a $15 super chat. I haven't even, we just got started. I just now checked out the chat. So definitely appreciate that, Daniel Reyna, as always. WTC for life in the house. What's going on? All right. It has been a week. It's been a long day today. I actually didn't even go to work today, my actual work. My kid starts his kindergarten, first day of kindergarten tomorrow. So we were running around doing the orientation thing and dropping him off and doing a number of different things, last minute errands that we had to do obviously before we got to go. But it's crazy, it's like yesterday he was just born, and it's so true. Time flies. But yeah, let me go ahead and see what we got here. We are going to be doing some Q&As again, and if you guys aren't scared, you guys can see down in the lower third here, you're going to see it every now and then here. If you guys had a question, you guys want to call it in as well, you're able to go ahead and do so. 813-421-4865. You can go ahead and check it out down here at the lower third. You'll go ahead and see it. You'll be able to go ahead and call in. I am going to put you live though, so it's going to go through the live stream. So if you do call, I just want to let you know that if you're watching this live stream either on your phone, on a tablet, on your TV, whatever you do, whatever you're watching it on, just make sure to lower that volume down all the way so that we don't get like feedback and whatnots. And lastly here, do want to let you know, Daniel Reyna started it off here. The super chats are activated. If you guys don't know what super chats are, it's a way to be able to donate to the channel. Also, all proceeds obviously go ahead and help support the channel. Definitely appreciate it. It is a passion of mine to do what I do. You know, I do enjoy, you know, the tech side. I don't really guys get into the tech side with you guys. But you know, all the equipment and the things that I have and the things that I do, it just like I try to make the production value as high as possible as I can, because, you know, I'll be honest with you, I don't make a lot of money doing the live streams and doing the YouTube channels and things of that nature. It's starting to creep up slowly, but it's been years. But and you know, things just, you know, things cost money and they're expensive. Like this microphone setup right here, just this microphone itself is $300. You know, this arm is $100 arm. If you look at this tripod is a $300 tripod, you know, so it's like the, you know, little things. But the way I am though is like, if I'm gonna invest in something, I want to have, you know, top of the line stuff so it lasts the longest. For me, I don't want to spend half the money I could on quality stuff and then I end up having to rebuy. You end up just spending more money at the end. That's what I believe. So it is what it is. Let's see. Let me go ahead and go through the questions here. Looks like we are starting off here. So let me go ahead and switch my thing here. There we go. Looks like we're good here. And does it have the... I want to look at one thing real quickly here. Yeah, it's all the same across. So cool. And you'll go ahead and see the number at the very bottom if you guys had any questions. Tint Pro says, hey bro, you had the GTI gave you a hard time the other day. Yeah, you know what? It did give me a hard time. That back window, the sides, cakewalk, right? But that back window definitely gave me a hard time. And that's one reason why I wanted to do the live streams, especially from the shop. I think it shows a real world aspect of the industry and what it really takes. Is it a difficult window? No. By the end of it, was it difficult? No, not by any means, you know. But here's the thing, that might have been maybe the third, maybe the fourth car in that lineup. The 07, 08, 09 series of the GTI is the same model, right? So but that 3-year run is the most difficult back window to shrink. The 2010 to 2014 or 13, whatever it is, that's a little bit easier, and 15 on is cakewalk, right? So if I did it every single day, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem, but I don't do it very often. I might do one a year, right? So with those particular cars, there's kind of a learning process. You're like, oh, what did I do last time? That, I'll be honest with you, that's a little bit of a reason as to why I do YouTube channels too, is because I want to see, I record different things as well. Not only, you know, it's beneficial to other people, but I look at my videos as well. I'm like, oh, what did I do on this car? Let me go ahead and check it out. Oh my Lana, we actually have a call coming in. So here, hold on one second. Let me go ahead and get this going here. Cat's Auto Tint. Hold on one second, guys. All right, let's bring our desktop in. I hope you guys can hear it. Let's see. Oh. Boom. All right. What's going on, Cat's Auto Tint? Thank you very much for calling in, guys. Are you on the line right there? Uh-oh. Did I lose you guys? Uh-oh, just missed it. I'm going to see if I can give them a call right back. Hold on. Let's see if we can call them. I just answered it, but I had to turn on the desktop audio and different things of that nature. Let's see if we can give them a call back here. Hold on.
Window tinting.
Hey, is this Cat's Auto?
Yes, it is.
How you doing? This is Patrick with Window Tinting Business. We just missed your call. What's going on?
Hey, no, I just wanted to compare notes with you. You know, I'm an experienced window tinter, 40 years.
Beautiful.
I just finished doing, just a while ago, Pat, a 2019 Toyota RAV.
Okay.
And this is something that a lot of the guys are going to run into. The guy called and said there was this little small creases on the bottom driver's side. I didn't notice it, but evidently, you know, if things dry, things might pop up when they leave. But anyways, I have to redo it. So I wanted to compare notes so that others may learn how to remove a freshly installed front windshield on a redo.
Okay, okay. Are you? Let me see here. Now I thought you said the front window. Are you talking about the front
No,
windshield?
front windshield, yeah.
Okay, front windshield. Okay. And see, I've heard a number of different things for depending on what you're using and what kind of film you're using. I use Lumar, right? So a lot of the adhesive will typically stay on the glass. But Matt from Tint Stuff, he uses a number of different things, and I think he uses a form of global as well. And he tells me all the time that he loves that type of film because the adhesive stays on the film and not on the glass. So in my opinion, personally, I think it depends on what kind of film you're using and what experience you have with that. But I've always been a big fan of sweating the windows, getting a garbage bag in there. And I used to use like degreasers like Purple Power and things of that nature, but I've since switched over to just using water and sweating it and throwing it into the sun. And after about 20 minutes or so, that's typically all we need, especially if it's been tinted recently. What are some of the things that you do? What are some of the tricks?
Same thing. I use a black bag, sweat it, and I use Reno. I'm using the Platinum Air 790 blue.
Beautiful.
And so their adhesive is a little aggressive. So just so guys can out there learn too, that's why I'm discussing this on live with you, so that it is a removal. If the guys have any qualms about removal on a recent install, like unfortunately I have to do this Friday again, so I will use a plastic bag, sweat it off, and then if there's any adhesive, I use what they call an orange degreaser.
Okay. Okay.
If there's glue, if there's a minimal glue left or none, hopefully the latter. There's no glue on there.
Right.
Then we're good. We're good to go. That's the best case scenario that any window tinter wants, is to not have to take a whole bunch of glue off of it. And, it just makes it really bad. But,
absolutely.
Now this guy's picky. You know how they're going to get customers that are real picky. I mean, just little bitty creases right on the bottom corner, almost at the matrix dots. And so, I'm not going to argue with a guy about it. I'm just going to, take it back and redo it. He's a previous customer of mine. But these are things that these guys are going to run into, so they know how to. It's not just window tinting. You're going to have to know how to deal with the customers, how to talk to them, not make them upset or anything like that.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you there, just because it's another aspect of the industry, especially for guys that are aspiring to either run their own mobile shops or have a brick and mortar shop as well, not just working for some. Even working for some, I work for someone and I still have to talk to clients. So you have to be able to be respectful, be able to explain yourself concisely, but also just be good at what you do. Just be a normal person, because sometimes some people are just not very good at it. I'll be honest with you. But I would add on one little thing too, especially if you're going to be doing R&Rs, especially on these newer vehicles. I do like to protect as much as I can. Dash towels on the dash, soak shields in the dash, especially in the front, just because a lot of the cars have a lot of computers in there now and whatnot. And removals, you typically are either spraying the window, soaking the window, or there's a lot more water than an initial installation. So I would add on to that one. But yeah, that was an awesome call-in. You are the first. Now this is Cat's Auto Tinting, but who am I speaking with?
This is Dan.
Okay.
Daniel Reyna.
Oh, Reyna. Oh, excellent. Oh, well, hell's fire. Pleasure to meet you, brother. I've been,
Likewise.
You've been a long time fan of the channel. You're always supporting the channel. We definitely appreciate it, brother. I didn't know this was you.
I consider you and Matt as master tinters also too. So it's good to be able to have guys that have a lot of experience under the belt. I just wanted to call in and present the scenario to the guys out there, especially the ones that are newbies, that they're going to run into this kind of stuff and how to handle the situation. I just installed it once again, a brand new 2019 Toyota Rav. I'm gonna have to remove it and redo it. So this is part of the game.
Oh,
Be ready for these things to come up. But if they're wondering how to remove a fresh, do an R&R, then they're gonna have to sweat it off and make sure. Hopefully, there's not a lot of glue left on there, and take it off and do a redo. Oh well.
right. It's just part of the game. Sometimes you don't make money right then and there, but if it holds on to a customer, or if a customer has a really great experience, I really do believe that they're gonna let other people know, like, hey, you know what? I had a problem with the window. My tint guy, he took care of it. No questions asked. So they'll talk good, and it comes back in spades. I really do believe that. I do believe that as well.
Yep.
So all right, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you very much for calling, and we
Pat.
appreciate your time. Well, Daniel, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Oh wow. Okay. Oop, a little hot right there. What do you guys think about that? That was kind of cool. A little different, right? Different. Yeah, Daniel Reyna. I don't think I ever put two and two together. The Cat's Auto and Daniel are this one and the same. Yeah, but Daniel, he's always in the live chats. He's always chatting it up, talking with other people. He's always supporting the channel with super chats and things of that nature. So yeah, definitely awesome for him to be able to go ahead and do that. That was fun. I like that. So let's go ahead and move on to some more questions here that we have into the in the chat here. Sammy says, man, last time I got on this live video, I was sucking. Now I'm a good amateur thanks to boss man, Mr. J Bird. Yeah, J Bird's another cat that's always been there since day one. I know we're a small channel right now, right? We just broke 11,000 subscribers. This is something that I'm pretty much gonna do for a while. So I think that these guys like Daniel Reyna and Jay Bird, I think these are the kind of guys that are gonna be there once we when we break 100K and whatnot. They've been from the get go, but awesome guys, and it's guys like these that I welcome into what we do here at the group on Facebook. We have a group, Window Tinting Business. We post comments. We the community talks to one another, and I watch it all. I'm very strict when it comes to the group. I don't let any negative shit go in there. It's okay to have constructive criticisms and conversations about different things, but the negative stuff, the nasty stuff, I put a stop on that right now. You should see the block list. It's getting pretty long. So, but yeah, these guys that have 20, 30, 40 years experience are in there, and they're the rubbing elbows with guys that just started. First year window tinting, and it's a really, really great place to network and talk to each other. So if you're not part of that group, you should definitely be part of the group for sure. Faux show. Let me see. Wow, I gotta catch up with these questions here. Jake Graham says, what are you drinking tonight? Nothing tonight. I gotta wake up a little bit earlier than normal. My boy starts school tomorrow. Normally I'm up at 7 o'clock. I gotta do my thing and then take my time and I'm off to work. But tomorrow I gotta wake up a little bit earlier. I gotta go, I'm gonna drop off the boy, walk him to his class and whatnot, and then come back and then go to work. So I gotta be a little bit early. So I'm not trying to drink anything tonight. Jake Graham says Lumar's the worst for R&Rs. Right? I hate it. You just gotta charge accordingly, though. I normally use a steamer. Yeah. Steamers aren't bad. At all. But the back window, here's the thing with the back window. Number one, my shop is at this time of year is usually about 100 to 115 degrees in the shop. Okay. Boiling point of water is 212 degrees. So it's going to be really hot in that back window. Really, really hot. Also, I've never actually ran into it, but I've always had a slight fear of I know some guys that just kind of leave the steamer, like the steamer piece, like in the back window and let it steam, and then they go walk away. But I've heard stories of like the top liner on the roof, like just kind of falling in. So I was like, yeah, I just kind of stick away from that. We got another caller. I like this. Let's go ahead and answer this.
Call from
Matt.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
This is new. Matt, what's going on? This is Patrick with Window Tinting Business. Are you there?
Yeah. Hey, good hearing from you, man. I have a question. I'm a newbie at Tint Windows.
Beautiful.
And I cannot get a clean install to save my life. I took my car to my buddy who has a tinting shop.
Okay.
The windows in his shop, clean install. Took every other car I've tinted in my garage, can't get a clean install. Is it lack of peel board, or because I've been doing it on like the side of cars?
Okay. Now you said you went and tinted a car at your buddy's tint shop, and you tinted it, and it was a clean install. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Using your method too, pushing everything to the sides.
Okay. And then you did the same thing in your garage, but you're still getting contamination in your garage. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it looks filthy. I mean, it's like, really bad, you know?
Okay.
Not a couple silver specks. I mean, like you can feel dirt under, and I just did my buddy's truck, and it's like somebody threw a handful of dirt up there, and I cleaned the windows like 3 times. I mean, I razor bladed them. Then I did a scrubby over the top of that. After I cleaned it, I scrubbied it. It still come out dirty.
Okay. Now, are we talking about back windows, side windows, or all the windows? It doesn't matter?
Actually, all my back windows dang near come out flawless. It's only my side windows.
Only the side windows. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you can go into your buddy's tint shop and install windows cleanly, then it has to be, I mean, I don't know the situation. I don't know if you live out in the country and it's dusty. I don't know if you keep a cleaner garage or if it's an older house and it has some dust in there. It's a number of different things. When I do work out of my own garage, when I did, actually I don't anymore, but when I did work out of my own garage, I was like meticulous about every aspect of that garage. I would sweep, I would use a leaf blower. Once before I even got into that garage and put any cars in there, I emptied out the entire thing, so it's completely empty, and then I cleared out any leaves, any spider webs, anything at all. What you could do,
that sounds like actually probably a good idea, because I just bought this house.
Okay.
I haven't been living in a year.
Okay.
So and it was kind of cobwebby, actually. I'm out there now. I was trying to get a feel for my environment to explain it to you.
No, absolutely.
You're probably right. It's probably, maybe it's just too dirty or something. Like I even sprayed my area where I was working, the ground, sprayed it wet, hoping that I wouldn't bring up any dust or anything, and it still just turned out filthy.
Yeah, it's you would be surprised. So we have cameras in the back of our shop, right? In the shop area. And at the end of the day, I typically like to take a leaf blower and kind of blow out just some excess dust. I only do it at the end of the day. And if I turn off the lights and the cameras turn to night vision, right? So if I shut off the shop and I go to the front office and look at the cameras, it looks like it's snowing back there. I mean, it's no joke, but as I'm there and I'm blowing everything around, I can't see that. I can't see any of that. So I think it's maybe, and you just do it a little bit at a time, dust it out, sweep it out, use a leaf blower. A leaf blower has been very beneficial to me, but just to kind of get the stuff off the walls and different things, maybe wipe down the walls. And one trick that some people do, and it might be beneficial to you. So are you in your garage? Do you have peel boards or no peel boards?
I just got a front door that's a one-piece glass.
Okay.
I haven't hung it up or took it out of the frame yet, but that's my intention, is to hang it up.
Okay. And so what I would suggest is I would suggest minimize the length, the distance. Like if your peel board's on the passenger side, you want to obviously go to the passenger side. You don't want to have a peel board on the passenger side, peel the film, walk all the way around the car to the driver's side, and then install it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that time it takes to get from the peel board to the car, it adds. And you want to clean that window right before you're ready to do the install. Some people will clean the window and clean all 4 windows, and then they'll start to do all the installs. The problem is that the more time that you have from when you clean the window to when you're installing the window, it just increases the probability for contamination. So I would clean the window, and the film is starting to be installed within 30 to 60 seconds of me cleaning that window, like quickety. And maybe one more thing before you maybe do your final squeegee for cleaning the glass and peeling the film to install it, do you have a spray bottle?
Yeah, I got. It's not a spray master, but it's similar to that.
Okay, no problem. Instead of the stream, you want to make it as misty as possible, right? And go ahead and mist the air above you. This is a lot of guys do this, even at the 10 off. If you ever go to the 10 off, people will do this. That they'll mist the air above them, and what that will do is it'll take any dust particles that might be above them, floating in the air, and drop them. And then at that point, squeeze your window, get the film wet, do the installation. That would give you the best probability of a clean installation. Yeah, I think that would be the best one. Now, obviously, I hope you don't have any fans or anything working. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that might give you your best shot, my friend.
I appreciate it so much. I have one other quick question. I don't want to take up your time.
Shoot.
I'm a bigger guy.
Okay.
So, like, when I do a truck, I kind of have a hard time standing, like, through the doorway and leaning over the windshield to cut out for the rear mirror. Is there any tips or suggestions you have to try to cut that out, or would it just maybe get a ladder to lean over farther, or?
Okay, so you're talking about cutting out the tab for the rear view mirrors, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and you're a bigger guy, and maybe you might not be able to reach.
I can't quite see over there good enough to get a real clean looking cut.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit bigger and looks exaggerated a little bit.
Okay. There is a couple different options. So you could not cut the tab out and cut it on the inside, right? So as you're installing the glare strip, you would basically cut the tab out right then and there. Or you can do is what I do for like the bigger cars is in some of my videos you'll see that I use like a 2-foot like flat bench, and I put that on the side of the car, so I'm not standing like with the door open like inside, like leaning forward. Like the door's closed, and the bench is sitting outside. Let me see if I can. Are you watching the live stream right now?
I was on my phone to call,
but you're on the phone now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a step ladder, but it's an actual bench. It's not very, it's like
an aluminum type.
Yeah.
Could be a ladder. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would probably try something like that, because it'll give you a little bit of lift on the side of the vehicle, and you might be able to reach over a little bit more. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Either that, or just if that doesn't work, I would just cut it on the inside, because you can get pretty close with cutting it around, and usually with the when you put the mirror back on, assuming that you're taking the mirror off, when you put the mirror back on, if it's a little bit outside, it's usually covered by the bracket of the mirror. So
okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Matt.
It does. I had somebody tint my windows, and I thought they charged me an astronomical amount of money to tint my car, and I thought I could do it myself, and I started because I watched your and Matt video. So. Oh,
hell yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you're a part of it, man. I wish you luck, and we're gonna continue to do what we do here. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop us a line, email us. We're here every Tuesday. So thank you very much for participating, for sure.
Awesome, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Matt. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. 2 calls. Wow, I love it. 2 calls. All right, let me go. Let's go back to the questions here. It's been a minute here. Sorry. If you haven't noticed that if someone's calling in, I'm gonna go ahead and take that call because I like it. It makes it a little bit better, and I think it makes it a little bit better, and it makes it a little bit more fun to watch. Hear someone else besides just me rambling on. Just Right says, "What's up, guys? I'm here, Patrick. I love the live streams on Mondays. Keep them up." Yeah. Typically, it doesn't take me that long. Like I usually say, like an hour and a half to tint a car, an hour and a half to 2 hours. But really, like I've been like looking at my times because I've been doing more live streams and different things of that nature, and I've been like hovering around about an hour. So the first live stream I did with the Tesla and the Mustang was like 2.5 hours. And the GTI ended up being 2 hours just because of that back window. But yeah, normally the live streams won't be that long. So I'm just trying to do some like real world installations. The good thing is where am I here? Is that I'm really excited. I'm waiting for one more thing. So I do my live streams off a GoPro, right? So the GoPro can send the broadcast so that I can do it. I can't do it with a DSLR camera. A GoPro has the capability of doing that. So I got a wireless mic system. So I'm just waiting for the adapter portion, online buying and online shopping. Anyways, so I'm waiting for the adapter portion. Well, once I have the adapter portion, I'll be able to step away from, like, it's good to have like a bird's eye view, a POV, a point of view shot, but I'll be able to go ahead and lock it off on a tripod as well, so you kind of see like a further away view of what I'm doing, but you'll still be able to hear me as I talk and whatnot. So it's gonna get better, and I think people are liking them, people are watching them. So I mean, I'm just gonna keep going and try to stay in the direction that people want to see. So I am glad that you like them. Oh. Temperature. So once I tried a black bag out, but most of the time steamer only. Yeah, here's the thing. Like I said before we got onto that call with Matt, the steamer is just really hot, and it's already hot during the summertime. I'm not trying to kill myself. So if I sweat a back window, for those of you guys who don't know what sweating a back window is basically you take a trash bag, spray it down with water, and then throw a trash bag on top of the film and then roll it out facing the sun. Usually by doing that, 20 minutes in the sun, and I go in and it peels off just like that typically most of the time. And so that 20 minutes that it's baking, I can go off and go do something else. I can maybe hit a set of roll-ups, maybe print out or cut out the rest of the film, go do something while that's doing its job. And I don't have to sit in the back of a car like sweat my ass off dying basically. But if you like a steamer, assalamu alaikum, more power to you, brother, more power to you. WTC, good question. What if there's no sun for the back trash bag to sweat it off? You can use a heat gun. I've done it for sure. It takes a while. That 20 minutes, it's you with 2 heat guns or a heat gun trying to heat up the glass. And you want to get it to the point where it's not warm to the touch, where you touch it and you got to take your hand off because it's too hot. Obviously, I'm not burning my hand, but you got to take it off because it's too hot. Heat gun. We are actually in the process of getting an IR heat lamp. So they have these heat lamps, and they're actually designed for curing paint. They're for paint shops, but I'm talking the shop into doing them, getting one for the shop. So here's the thing: during the summertime, when it's hot, when it's sweaty, when people are squinting, like, people want tint, right? And during the summertime is the busy season for window tinting, whether it's auto, marine, commercial, residential, whatever, right? So you're gonna get the most cars. The most bang for your buck is to tint clean cars, right? Tint cars, no removals. Tint cars. You want to do removals when it's a little bit slower, because you're gonna, some removals take 2 hours, some removals take an hour. I've had removals take 4 hours, so it's kind of a coin toss, and you don't want to waste a half a day doing one car when you can do probably 3 of those cars and make triple the money. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to talk the shop into getting an IR heat lamp, and it's about $1,500, but I don't need the sun. I can literally sweat the bag and put the lamp right up to the glass and wait that 20 minutes and then remove it then. So then I'll be able to focus on removals during the winter time when it's slower. Maybe give people breaks, give people deals. Who knows? Whatever. But yeah, that's the goal. I need to get a drink. I'm talking a lot. Frankly Saying says, what should be a good starting pay for tinting windows at an automobile shop in Tampa? Again, that's a question that's very subjective to a number of scenarios. So here's my thing. And this is not just for the Tampa area. This is pretty much anywhere. Because this is what I demand as a pay for myself, because I know how much I'm worth. And if someone's not going to pay what I'm worth, then I just don't work for them, and I either make the money myself or I find a shop that's going to pay me for it. But at minimum, if you can tint at least 4 cars in a day, right, and they're clean cars, clean installs. So like there's no creases, no contaminant. 97%. I always tell people you're not going to get a perfect installation. You're going to get some here and there, but for the most part, it's a clean install. If you can work by yourself, and obviously if you're like a normal person, right? No drug problems, no car problems, no baby mama drama. You don't come into the shop swinging your dick thinking that you're going to be the best thing since sliced bread, making everyone else feel like shit. Like these are real problems that happen all the time at shops for some reason, like, right? So if you're a normal person, if you answer the phone when you're supposed to, when you show up to work when you're supposed to, when you're supposed to do the work and do the work when you're told, and you just don't stir up drama, $1,000 a week. No problem. No problem. There's no reason why a shop couldn't pay a real professional installer $1,000 a week, and they're a shop. They're going to try to lowball you, for me, if a shop comes in at $650, there's no reason to even talk to them, because it's going to be a stretch, and they'll be like, all right, we'll pay you at $1,000, but don't tell any of the other guys what you're getting paid, because they've been working here for years, and now you're making $100 more than they are a week. And I'm like, 1,000 ain't nothing. For me personally, for me to leave a shop, I mean, someone would have to offer me around 18 a week, probably, and I'd have to think about that, 18 to 2,000 a week. But if they can book my time, I can make a shop. If they can book my time at 75-80%, I can make a shop $250,000 easy. It's my job to tint, it's their job to fill my time. So. But yeah, I'd say if you're a decent person and a decent installer, can tint at least 4 cars in a day, $1,000 a week should be a problem. 5-6 days a week, 6 days a week probably. Sorry, I'm pausing here because I'm kind of reading through the chat here. T-Jet says, just another note for anyone considering adding films. I agree. Lumar Formula One is bad. That's most of our sales. We started carrying Autobahn films too. It's way worse in my experience. Oof. Yeah, see, that's hard when you try to add lines, because you want to make sure that the line is, there's no perfect film company. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're 3M, Lumar, whatever, right? I've seen Lumar and 3M go bad. It is what it is. You can't do anything, especially living in Florida, right? Where the land of where good film goes to die. But realistically, you can use okay film. If film is going to fail in 3 years, what you don't want is you want to have realistic expectations. Don't sell a film that's going to last a year and sell it to the customer as a lifetime guarantee. That's, if I sell a film that I know is going to crap out in 3 years and I give a 2-year warranty, and the film covers it, then it covers it. Just don't go outside the warranty coverage. Or you can do what some people do is maybe the warranty isn't covered by the manufacturer itself, but you can sell an in-shop, in-house warranty guaranteeing for lifetime of this film. I'm going to go ahead and replace it. And it's like insurance, right? An insurance company. As long as you sell more policies than you pay out, you're winning at that point. What's your process for installing two fronts on a 2019 BMW 530e? Do you remove the panels or two-stage? BMWs, I typically don't remove panels. Reason being is that BMW's panels are like some sort of woven fiber. They're not carbon fiber or anything like that, but it's some sort of woven fiber, right? And it's wrapped with really nice leather. The problem is, if I try to pull just the top, I'm gonna have to remove the entire door. So if I just pulled the top, most of the time that woven fiber buckles and then it leaves a crease into the leather, and that's just not something that I'm trying to deal with. I'd rather just top load it because I'm not trying to deal with that. top load it for sure. Daniel Reyna again with the $10 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, Daniel. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Y'all don't let Daniel just dominate these super chats. Y'all feel free. Feel free to beat him in that. Dennis says same problem doing tints for my garage. Yeah, if you're working from a private garage, I would clean the hell out of that. You want a clean space, and make sure that the doors are closed, the garage doors closed. Make sure there's no breeze coming through there. It's the reason why we don't tint outside. If you tint outside, you're gonna get the same problems, right? So you got to have an enclosed space with power, for heat guns. But if you know how to work a blowtorch, then it doesn't really matter. Ba 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 ba. Eric Berrigan says, after I shrink the back window and apply the film, sometimes I end up with one or two fingers and I'm unable to get rid of them. What do you suggest I do differently? It really depends on where the fingers are at. So you have your H pattern, right? So if they're anywhere on the vertical lines, then you're just not tightening up your sides. Right, your sides have to be tight because film shrinks and it is directional when it shrinks. Right, I'm trying to step back so I can show. So you have to shrink film up and down, right? So if you have a finger on the sides, that means when you're shrinking, you're not tightening up the sides of your H pattern, and you're leaving slack, which will leave a finger. And you can't shrink a finger once it's in this way because film doesn't shrink that way. It shrinks up and down. If the fingers are on the grain in the direction that you can shrink, you might just be pressing and pushing down with your hard card or whatever you're using. You might be just doing that prematurely. Make sure that you're fully melting the film and forming the film as you're laying it down with your hard card. You could do it a bit early and prematurely. Is it laying down flat? Yes. Would you consider it shrunk? It's debatable, right? Especially if you have excess. And don't forget as well, when you install the film, when you shrink on the outside, it's good, but when you put it on the inside, the glass is slightly smaller than it would be out front. So if you barely shrink it just enough to form it on the outside, when you go in, you're going to have some problems. One thing that you could do if it's in the direction of the shrink is I bring a heat gun in there. If there's a finger on the top, it's easier. Pray that you get fingers on the top because you have access to it. The bottom portion, I'll get a heat gun, but I won't get a heat gun and bring it in there. I'll turn the heat gun on. I'll make sure it's hot and ready to go. And if it's a little finger, you usually just kind of just hit it with the heat, maybe a second or two, literally, and then you're off. And then put your bulldozer in there or any flat, harder type squeegee. and that should do it. But yeah, just make sure you're taking your time when you're with your shrink, and make sure you get it nice and flat. I've never heard of like a double snap for a back window. I probably wouldn't suggest it, but you might just be hard carding it just slightly early. And I have done the trick where, like, if you have a small finger, like a half an inch or smaller on the outside, or on the inside, obviously, like on the back window, what you could do is you can actually take a heat gun from the outside and get it nice and ripe and hot, and then just kind of leave it, and you'll actually see, you can shrink the finger from the outside, and you'll see the finger go down. Kind of crazy. It's crazy, but it's fun. Ooh, rolling down here. Sorry, we got a lot of questions. Wow. I'm just kind of running through here because sometimes people have conversations and questions at the same time, so I'm trying to go through there. Robert Thompson says, you spray ammonia in it or just water? Water. If it's like a really old car that like I have to scrape, I'll probably use ammonia in there. But like that's like the worst of the worst. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to R&R a 12-year-old car. You know what I mean? Like, for me, my price range is 1 to 5 years old, $150. 6 to 10 years old, $300, and 11 plus years old, $450 just for removal. I don't want to tint those cars. So if I have to tint those cars, I'm going to get paid very well for it, right? Because you're usually a hot mess afterwards. It takes a long time. I'm like OCD, like shit's perfect after I do it, right? So it takes me, it's meticulous work. And if you're a new tinter into the industry, I would definitely not suggest doing removals. It's hard enough to do a clean install. Imagine trying to do a clean install and someone comes in here and just hits your window with a bunch of shit, dirt, and whatever in there. Yeah, it makes it a lot harder, right? So make life easy on yourself. Don't do removals yet until you know you can do a clean install on a clean car. Matt, good luck, my friend. Hazelwood, good luck. Yeah, you don't have to use a black bag. A tint liner, the clear liners that you remove, you don't have to throw those away. You can save those. Back windows, front windshields, save them. They're good for removals. But a black trash bag, in my opinion, they're a little bit better, right? Black absorbs heat, it attracts heat, and the purpose of it is to get the window hot. But just a normal trash bag. I did once try to do a removal with like construction quality trash bags. Like these things I could probably jump in and it'd be fine, right? And the material was just too heavy. Like it wouldn't stick to the glass. Like just use a normal trash bag, like a 13-gallon trash bag or something like that. Something normal. That purple power makes me itch. Don't let it get on you. Don't let it get too much. Don't let it spray on you. The worst is when I use purple power or another, I forget the other thing that it was. And I did this once where when I do removals, I wear a gas mask, no joke, because I'm not trying to breathe that shit in, right? I'm going to do this for the next 25, 30, 35 years, right? So but I'm spraying, I have my gas mask on, glasses on, things like that, and I'm spraying, and I'm not spraying water, I'm spraying like purple power, degreasers, strong shit, right? And I totally forgot, like, obviously the stuff's landing in my hair. That evening I go home and I get in the shower and I start doing my shower thing, and everything that was in my hair went down into my eyes and started burning the shit out of my eyes. So remember that when you're doing removals, make sure that don't face the water. Let it go back and shampoo your hair. Eric says, has anyone used Helios from Sun Distributing? How is it? I haven't used it personally, but the guy that runs it is awesome. So that's all I should say. He's a good guy. He'll take care of you and steer you in the right direction. If you don't like Helios, I think he's got a number of other film options available as well. So boom, 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 boom. Beanies, Beamers. Oh, okay. So T-Jet wanted to clarify the statement about Autobahn and Lumar. He was talking about R&Rs, basically leaving the adhesive on the glass. But in regards to heat rejection and warranty-wise, Autobahn and Lumar have always done well to him. So he just wanted to clarify that, and I'm glad he said that, because good. Make sure we're getting the right information out, brother. Jesus says, if you had your own shop and you offer a lifetime warranty on the film, would you still charge the customer the labor to reinstall it if labor is not covered by manufacturer? So I'll give you an example. For warranty coverage for Lumar, I think they give us $100 of labor for removal, but then they pay us for the full retail value of the retint. So let's just say we did Pinnacle. I think our shop does Pinnacle for a 4-door sedan. They do Pinnacle for $369, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty cheap for Pinnacle, but ain't my shop, whatever. So $369, so $100 they'll pay us to remove it, right? And then another $369, so we get $469 out of the deal. And that's we actually don't get money. We get film credit, but we're gonna buy film, right? So it's the same thing, right? So we'll get about $469 out of that. Would I charge the customer for that reinstallation for a lifetime warranty? Probably not. So here's my reason as to why, right? So customer paid. One of the reasons they bought that film, and maybe possibly bought it from you, and maybe you sold it to them as, there's a lifetime warranty on the film. Film itself is cheap, right? You and I both know that, but they don't know that, but whatever. So they're coming in there for, there's not insurance, it's assurance. They want to make sure that not only where they're spending their money, it's going to be good, but in the event that something happens, that they're going to get taken care of. That's what people really want, right? So would I charge them? No, absolutely not, right? Because it's not worth me charging them, because they're probably going to find another shop that wouldn't charge them next time. So if you take care of them, though, they're going to say good things about you. They'll tell your friends, oh, I got maybe they're talking shop with one of their friends about tint shops, and they're like, oh, my tint shop's great. I had a problem with a window, with R&Rs, with a warranty work. They took care of it right there, no questions asked. Right, so it's going to come back to you in spades. Plus, like for the warranty for Lumar, for example, we're going to get $469 out of it, right? That's not going to cover a full roll, but like that'll buy a full roll of like ATC or ATR, right? So I'll buy a full roll of ATR. Let's just say that roll cost me $300, and let's say I have 10% film cost, and I can get 10 full cars out of that roll. So that roll, I'm gonna make $3,000. So you see how that rolls back to you? Like the customer comes in, we don't charge the customer. I get credit from the manufacturer in film. The film comes back in, and I get film, but I'm gonna make tenfold off that film. So because that customer came in for an R&R, I'm gonna make an extra $3,000 off of the film I buy from the warranty coming back. So I hope that makes sense. Long story short, don't charge them, just take care of it. It'll pay back in spades. I agree. Yeah, Daniel Reyna. Listen to Daniel Reyna. Man's been in the game for a while. Says customers may have a qualm with come back and pay again. I honor the labor and the material. Yeah. Many times you have to eat the labor. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a cost of doing business. If your business is on the brink of going under because someone's not going to pay for the labor, then you got bigger problems to deal with. Bigger problems. So I do a lot of R&Rs because of my competition. Hell yeah. That's the best thing. That's the best. Best. Lonnie Bear says, do you think any age is okay to start window tinting? I am 38 years old, been playing with it on and off for 10 years. I think any age is great to do whatever the fuck you love to do. Yeah. I don't care if you're 38, 28, 18, 8 years old. Doesn't matter. You know, life's about finding joy and happiness, and one of the beautiful things, I mean, I am like a tint nerd, right? Nerd. I am one of the very few people that is very lucky to enjoy and absolutely love what I do. Not only do I work 60 hours a week in a tint shop, but I also produce tint content. I take my time to live stream stuff. I probably have $7,000 worth of equipment in this small 5x5 studio just so I can produce quality stuff for you. Like, I do this stuff because I'm insane about tinting and I love what I do, right? Here's a good example. Julia Childs. Julia Childs was late into her 50s, I believe, and a woman, to trying to be a professional chef at a time that was not prominent. But and she did it, and she was successful. She ended up being one of the best chefs who ever lived, right? Revered in her industry. So it's never too late. It's never too late. You only have one life to live, right? Most people make the mistake, the tragic mistake of working for a job because of the money. They're like, oh, I hate what I do, but I make $100,000 a year, and I can play, and I got toys and blah blah blah. But then you spend 30 years of your life, 25 years of your life working at this place that you can't stand, right? Who cares? Money is not. You can make more money, right? But you can't make happiness. Like, you have to, So if you find passion, if you can make enough money to survive and keep up your lifestyle. It doesn't matter how old you are. I don't care if you're 68 years old. If it makes you happy, do it. Do it. Dennis says, I have problems with shrinking windshields. I do a dry method, and the film doesn't lay flat when shrinking. I have to use a glove because I feel like it'll crease. Shrinking is probably one of the hardest aspects of window tinting when you're learning. It took me a long time and a lot of windshields and a lot of film. It's just something that just takes time, and it's not about speed. Just take your time, make sure you're shrinking the film accordingly, correctly, and laying it down flat. And, there's going to be creases. There's going to be missteps. My best thing to say would be, like, if you're doing a windshield, right, and you usually, or a windshield or a back window, you usually shrink them in quarters, right? So if you're starting on 1 quarter and like, damn it, I creased the film, there's definitely no way I can fix this crease, and there's definitely no way I can install this film. Don't just rip the film off and start over. Continue to shrink, especially if you need the practice. You're going to throw that film away anyways, right? Continue to shrink the rest of the 3/4 of the film, because it'll give you technique, it'll give you some experience, and then you can even, like, a lot of people, what they're afraid of is that leave the heat on for too long and they'll literally melt the film, right? But the only way to know how long that is if you actually do it, right? So don't be afraid to get in there and melt the film. See how close you can get to the film without it melting. See how long it takes before it typically melts or creases, things of that nature. How much pain can you make this film go through before it fails? Like, this is stuff you'll learn through experience. So take the opportunity. If you messed up on like a partial shrink, just keep shrinking, baby. Keep shrinking. Keep working. Goggles during sunroofs. Hell yeah. Goggles during sunroofs. That's right, baby. That's right. Oh, holy jeezel. Got like 26 people watching this live stream. Holy shit. I haven't looked at the actual chat in a while. I'm like, wow. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, we've been on for about 50 minutes. Now it can't be. It says 49 minutes, but I know it started at 9:30 and it's 10:34. So this timer's got to be off. My timer got to be off. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you all are in the live stream. Awesome. That means we got to be doing something right? All right, let me run through because it takes me a while to get through all the questions. So I want to make sure we're almost down to the end here. Smoking 92s, what should be the material cost be for ceramic jogs versus dyed or carbon? It's the same. I usually keep the film cost the same. It's whether it's dyed, whether it's ceramic, metallized, hybrid. If I charge 10% on one film, I charge 10% film cost on everything. So if I charge 15, I charge 15. I try to do the math and keep it as close as possible. Now, obviously, you're not going to charge like 173.86. Like that's weird, right? So you just bump it up to 175, something like that. All right, and we are basically down to the bottom end here. I really like that we got these call-ins. Here. I think I'm gonna keep it. I was gonna get rid of this line because I made a video about how to make a Google Voice phone number, like a free phone for your business. And I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of it. And I'm like, screw it. I'll just use it. People can call in. This is kind of cool. I'll have people call in. What I really want to start doing is, like the Q&As are good, but I really would like to start talking to different tinters, about just different subjects, interview people. I think that'd be fun, for us tint nerds out there. Okay, this is what we're going to do. It's 10:36 right now. I'm going to do like a few more questions, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off at this time. So if you had any other questions, now is the time. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. What about using steamers to do removals? Like I said, steamers are good. They're, especially like maybe during the summertime or during the wintertime when the sun's not as strong. I don't personally like to use steamers, especially during the summertime because it is hot as hell. But if you're going to use a steamer, I'd probably go with a Wagner steamer. It's like 130, I believe. You can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, something like that. But there's like pressure behind it. You pull the trigger and it's like versus my shop have used the Jimmy, like the $400 steamers, and it just like it's like weak. It steams, but that's about it. And it's $400. I'm like, what? Like the Wagner steamer is 1/4 of the price, and it like does way better. So yeah, I would say go for that one. Wow, they really are coming in. Any tips on flat glass? Thoughts on it as far as difficultness? No, it's similar. You don't have to shrink for the most part. You don't have to shrink. But flat glass is a different beast. You're going into people's houses, so you need workers' comp, you need insurance, you need to be bonded, because if you go into someone's house and you destroy shit, people want to make sure that you're covered. But there's a lot more money in flat glass. And most tinters, most auto tinters, they don't retire. They just start doing flat glass. I'm going to do a series on flat glass videos. I just haven't had the time, or, the right situation hasn't come along where I can actually record a good quality installation video. But yeah, flat glass, once you know what you're doing, it's not that bad. You just need more money because there's, you're going to either have to charge a non-refundable down payment to make sure you have enough to cover the material costs. But you usually, like, here's a good example. I did a I installed 2 sliders, sliding glass doors in a house, and I made about $450, and it took me about 45 minutes. There's way more money in flat glass. Way more money. So, food for thought. Do you hand cut or use a computer plotter? I can do both. The shop that I work at right now, we have a plotter, and I'm very efficient with a plotter. Hand cutting doesn't scare me, but just for my process, a plotter is faster for me. But some people don't have the luxury of having a plotter, and they can only hand cut, and that is what it is. It saves you a little bit of money, but you got to go with whichever is best for you and your process to make the most money, baby. Can you give a list of equipment you use for a podcast? Oof, the list is long. The Logitech C920 camera right here. This is the Rode NT1. This is a condenser microphone, an XLR microphone. This is the PS1 something or other. This is just the arm for it as well. My laptop is an Omen 15. It costs about $1,000. Focusrite Solo audio interface. That's about $100 right there. There's all kinds of stuff, bro. Everything costs money. My keyboard, I use a Corsair keyboard, but I've gotten into gaming and stuff, but it's a really great keyboard as well. Keyboard and mouse, about $300-400. These headphones are the Audio-Technica M50s. These are about $150 or something like that. But to replicate everything that you see here, if you're looking to get into podcasting or do something like this, maybe a couple grand. But the equipment means nothing, right? It means nothing. It's about the content. They have this thing that people say in YouTube and in content creators is content is king. You know, you can have the best stuff in the world, but if the message that you're portraying, that you're sending out is garbage and no one wants to hear it, it doesn't matter. You can have the best stuff. I started live streams with an iPhone. I started my YouTube channel with an iPhone for over a year. I was nothing but I was editing on an iPhone. Because I didn't have any money. I couldn't do any of it, you know. And then I start making a little bit of money, and I start saving a little bit of my own money, and I start investing in other things like this, you know. So hopefully it pays off in the long run. Yeah, but yeah, I've done a lot of research to make sure I try to do. Oh, the lights. Forgot about the lights, the green screen in the back. I'm getting rid of the green screen, by the way. It's driving me nuts because I don't know if you can see right up here, like the lights aren't exactly like lighting this area up all the way, so it's really driving me crazy. So I'm gonna have something back here. I don't know what it is yet, but it's something will be back there. Hey Patrick, would you consider Lumar expensive for a roll of carbon fiber or carbon? I think CTX is like $500. Pinnacle is like $600-700 for a roll of film. But that's, you know, it's all relative, right? If you pay $400 for a roll of film and you get $4,000 out of it, that's 10 times your money. If you pay for $100 for a roll of film and you get $1,000 out of it, that's still 10 times your money. So the cost is irrelevant. It's all relative. Eric says, is 2 mil film better than to use than 1.5 mil? Most auto films are 1.5 mil. I believe like Hooper Optic. I believe some people use Hooper Optic as auto films, which is you're not supposed to. It's not designed for that. It's a little bit thicker. Stratus, I'm pretty sure Stratus is 2 mil, at least 2 mil, or maybe even 2.5 mil. It's a different beast. It's just it feels a little stiffer, a little more firm. Takes a little bit longer to shrink, but you take your time on it. But I feel like it's just a little bit more stiffer. It's easier to go from 1.5 mil film to a 2 mil film than going from a 1.5 mil film to a 1 mil film. When you use a 1 mil film and you're used to 1.5, it feels like a wet towel in your arms. Ugh. Do you have to be a Solar Guard dealer to use Computer Cut? I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Oh, WTC for Life says hit me with the $2 super chat. Says thanks for all that you do, brother. I appreciate it. Guys. All right. Let me see here. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's 10:45. You know, I got stuff to do in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up at this time. I definitely appreciate all you guys for joining us here. Looks like we still got about 25, 26 people in the chat here are watching us, so definitely appreciate that. Big shout outs to Daniel Reyna and WTC for Life for super chatting in tonight's live stream. Definitely appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button right here. Blue box, you can go ahead and subscribe there. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I go live or update new videos. Mondays, I am doing my live streams at the shop, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Sometime on Monday. I don't know if it's gonna be at 9 a.m. I don't know if it's gonna. I'm at work typically from 9 to 4 or 5, so it's gonna be between 9 and probably 3:30 is when I'm gonna do it. But I don't know when it's gonna be. So if you hit the bell notification, you'll be notified whenever I go live, and then that way you won't miss any of them. And if you do miss it, it's no big deal. You can just go ahead and watch the rebroadcast. No big deal. And I'll be back next Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure again to check out Matt's live streams. He does those on Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. I think that's it. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up at this time. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Thanks again to our sponsors, Tint Wiz and filmslingers.com. Obviously, they're going to be sponsoring all the live streams, Monday live streams and Tuesday live streams for the rest of the month until we get to the tint off, and we're going to be kicking some butt and having a good time up there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Thank you again, guys, and we'll talk to y'all soon.